Hi, welcome to the Crochet Authority podcast, the best and maybe smallest corner of the internet, where three incredibly talented and beautiful women claim to know everything there is to know about fiber arts.
We are Morgan,
Anna,
And Savannah.
three crocheters turned BFFs who consistently have too much to say.
consider this a glimpse into not only our conversations, but our overflowing and powerful minds. From our group chat to your ears, welcome to the pod.
Hi.
Us again.
Us again.
We're
God
back.
forbid.
Sorry.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Currently, in case you guys were curious, trying to find the center pull
Oh, there she is.
yarn.
Yarn birth. Yarn
Yep.
birth.
Any whomst? What's up, guys?
What's up?
What's up? Okay,
Crocheting.
we're not there yet.
That's what I.
We're
that's
not there
what's
yet,
up.
Morgan.
That's what's up. What do you want to say?
It's always what's up.
I know.
How are
Morgan
we
and I are
doing?
actually sitting here working today.
Yeah.
Savannah's
that's beautiful.
not-
No, I don't
Savannah's
have little squares to
slacking.
complete. It's always slacking, always slacking.
Yeah.
I feel like after finishing the cat blanket, I need like a month of rest.
We'll have to catch up on your pattern writing and how that's going.
Ooh, yes, we will. So how are you guys?
Tired.
Oh,
Sick.
the energy in this
Okay.
room is just like,
Not palpable.
It's
Whoa.
infectious.
It's over high
So
end.
good.
Yeah, I haven't like, slept
yeah.
in a while properly.
what do you mean?
Not
What
bad.
kind of not sleeping? Like not at all, or just like can't fall asleep?
Like can't fall asleep. Like the other night, I couldn't fall asleep until 4 a.m.
Wow.
And then yesterday, like not last night, but the night before, I fell asleep, and then I was awoken at 7 by some loud noises outside.
Love
Couldn't
that.
fall back asleep. Thank you.
Yeah.
So yeah, just that general stuff.
Yeah.
Falling asleep
just-
late, waking up early.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm working late.
Because there are loud noises outside my apartment.
And you, Anna? How's it going?
Okay. I go to sleep late and wake up early just by choice, and it has caught up to me. I do have a little cold, a little summertime cold.
Little schnuff.
I was texting my coworkers because obviously, like, I saw them this weekend because I worked and we hung out, and I was like, hey, just letting you guys know if you feel sick, like, might be from me. I'm sorry. Like, I think I have a cold. And both of them go, oh, no, we also feel sick. Oh, so we all have the same thing. I just
That's
have
good.
like, it's just like a little cold that's like in my throat.
Yeah.
So I have this like nice little raspy thing going on, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just been busy with school. It's really kicking my butt.
Well, that's good. You're learning things, I assume.
Yeah, it's so nice to like properly learn Adobe. Like,
Whoa.
we were expected, because I did a graphic design minor, so I obviously have used the software before, but there was such a lack of like baseline teaching, like just how to use the program. Like,
Yeah.
most high schools, at least in my opinion, don't teach that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you don't like in-depth teach these programs,
How are you gonna learn?
how are we going to know without like
Yeah.
teaching on our own? And then why am I paying for it? I could just get a Skillshare membership. Hello?
Yeah.
So I am like enjoying actually getting to learn how to do everything. It's just such fast pace. Like, we meet twice a week for the Adobe class specifically, and for 5 weeks we focused on Illustrator, and then for 5 weeks we focused on Photoshop. So we learned like the whole thing in a little over a month.
That's so slay.
I took
Yeah.
an editing class in university to learn like Premiere Pro, and our teacher didn't like teach us. He just told us to do Lynda tutorials, which I don't know what it is now, that website,
Yeah.
but it just has like Adobe tutorials basically. And we would sit down and he would go, do this tutorial. Sir, why am I here?
Yeah, why am I paying you?
Why am I
Yeah.
here?
That should not be allowed. That's crazy.
So
That should be like an additional resource if you go home and you
Yeah.
forgot what you learned. Like,
Yeah.
no,
this
he
is a
did not
really
teach
great
us
place.
anything. He said, do this tutorial.
Bummer.
And I was like, okay, I guess I can do this tutorial.
That's fine.
So
Love that.
Perfect. Savannah, what's up with you? Post-grad life.
Post-grad life is good. I'm very slowly writing the cat blanket pattern. It's way more... I'm just overcomplicating it in my head because I want it to be beginner friendly. It would be so easy to be just like chain this much and then follow the color chart. But I can't do that. I'm not allowed to do that. And I want to explain how to make like little bobbins and things like that. But I want like to have a printable version because I know a lot of like older people that don't have access or like can't really find their way to YouTube tutorials, like buy these sorts of patterns. So I want to have explanations in the pattern. So like I'm talking to my friends and I'm like, okay, so I wind the bobbin like around my hand or wind the yarn around my hand and wind the yarn around itself to make the bobbin.
Yeah.
I'm talking to my friends. I'm like, what do you call when you have 4 fingers together? And they're like, we don't know. And that's the pattern writing process so far.
Love that.
But outside of that, it's
interesting.
good.
That's not how I make my bobbins.
Oh, really? How do you?
Yeah. I go like this. And I like figure 8 around so that it unravels nicely.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, these do not unravel that nicely, but...
Yeah, I do mine the way you do yours, Savannah, where I like wrap it around a couple fingers and then like I remove it and then wrap it the other way.
Yeah,
it definitely doesn't unravel the best when you get towards the end, but it does the job.
Yeah, but it's also like I want to be able to tell them like how many wraps to do or something, but I've just given up on that.
I don't think you should bother with that. It's going to be different for everybody anyways.
That's true, yeah. Especially if gauge changes throughout the pattern, which it did for me. But no one really needs to know that.
That didn't happen.
No, never. But besides for that, quite good. We've been to the lake. We're playing a lot of chess, me and my friends. I'm terrible. I have not won a single game. But that's okay. We persist despite the odds.
One day you're going to be the Queen's Gambit.
I know. I'm like, I understand now, but I don't think it's super... I don't think rewatching it now would add much value for me. I was also going to go give plasma later today after this recording.
Brave.
Did I tell you guys that I tried to give plasma a week or 2 ago? Maybe a month ago now.
You don't tend to talk to us.
Yeah, you don't pick up our calls.
This is, but I went with my friend because she has like, these plasma places are also so like, it's like CSL plasma. It's like kind of, it's just so weird and dystopian that they pay you for this anyway. But she has like a referral code where if I give 5 times, we both get an extra $100. So she wanted to, isn't that wild?
What?
You got a coffee punch card.
Yeah.
At a plasma donation center.
Well, you get times for each time you donate within that as well.
Yeah.
But
like, I get it, but regardless,
like
a punch card is crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I guess it's a good incentive.
It is. It's great, but it's kind of sad. Like, I don't know. The like room that they're in, it's just like rows of people. I don't know if you guys have ever donated blood, but everyone's kind of spaced out like throughout the room. But this one, everyone's basically next to each other with a machine in between each person, and the machine just does it automatically after the needle goes in. So you're just laying there on your phone, like, while this needle is like, I don't know, it's so wild. But I had too small of veins, like they couldn't see my veins, so they tried to put the needle in, didn't work, so they gave me $90 anyway, but I literally didn't do a single thing. So that was nice, and that can go towards, I don't know, a week or 2 of groceries, but I was gonna do it today, and my veins are, once again, not visible to me, so I don't really want to be stuck with the needle for no good reason once again, or just have them turn me away, and then it'd just be, I don't know.
I'm so pale that my veins are extremely visible.
Yeah?
Oh. Like, I like look at myself and I'm like, is that bad? But, you know, just girly things. No, I've never donated. I can't do it.
Really? Do you not like needles?
No. Like, shots, like, I'm fine with, like shots.
Yeah.
Or whatever, but when I had to, like, get blood tests, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Can you, like, not look and everything?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't look when I get...
not.
I have had so much blood work done the past year that I've gotten used to it, but I still can't look at it. It just, like, I don't freak out at the idea of, like, the needle anymore.
I had so many blood tests, and I still freak out.
I don't think I can give blood. I think I'm anemic. They don't want it.
Yeah, my blood's no good anyways.
Yeah. And what if I could? I think it's nice.
I think it's very nice.
I could help,
it's a very noble thing to do. I am way too scared.
I don't think they want mine. Not gonna be much help. R.I.P.
But yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. That's fun. Post-grad life is writing a cat crochet blanket pattern and donating plasma. Living the dream. Morgie, what are you working on right now? Love.
It's gonna be a shirt. It's a tank top, if you will, of some sort. Do I know exactly what? No. This is the end product.
Love it.
It's
so
gonna be
cute.
a free pattern tutorial.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Once I figure it out.
Perfect.
That's what I'm working on. I'm
fun.
just trying to get length right now.
Yeah, I get
You know
that.
what I mean? Like I'm doing like it in one piece, so it'll fold over.
Cool.
Just trying to get the length, and then once we get to like here, I'll figure something out. I think I want it to be very simple.
You saying that it was going to fold over makes sense, because at first I was like, maybe it's just an oversized like t-shirt tank top, but I was like, I don't want to be the one to tell her that she might have to frog it. That might be a little too much. Okay, but that's perfect.
Just super oversized.
It's going to be so nice and summery.
Not my size. But yeah, so I'm actually very happy with how it's turning out so far.
Yay!
What yarn are you using? Nice.
Acrylic. I just for my stash, because I'm a sustainable queen.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes.
And I'm trying to use things that I have already. So yeah, that's me. Anna, how's your dress going?
Oh yeah.
My dress is going okay. Obviously I had to start over, which I do believe I mentioned last episode, which was such a shame. But I did the folded over hem, which honestly takes the longest because it's like double length that you like.
You do
it's like you do all this much and they fold over. You're like, okay, awesome. I've gotten nowhere. I've done nothing. But it's so easy because I'm just building up the skirt right now. So I haven't started doing any sort of shaping. I can just mindlessly knit in a circle over and over under my desk while I'm doing my work. And I have a hard time doing anything more than that during class just because I'm trying to pay attention. I'm not trying to zone out. But this is perfect because I can literally just like, I don't even have to look at my knitting. I can just like whip through it. So
yeah.
I have like a pretty good amount done for having to frog it, but I'm definitely like,
it hurts.
I'm definitely still discouraged just because it's like, it's going to be so cute because I like pretty basic things.
Yeah.
But when things are pretty basic, there's not a lot to keep you interested. Like as you're actually making it, you just have to be like, it'll look so cute when I'm done.
I just have to finish it.
Yeah. So it's going well. It's just like going to take a while, but we'll see how much I can get done when I'm sitting in class the next 2 days. Hopefully a good amount.
You'll basically finish it, I'm sure.
Oh my God.
Done.
The confidence in me. Thank you.
Done and dusted. Savannah, what are you working on other than cat patterns?
That's the main focus because I feel I was trying to crochet and then I was like, I shouldn't be doing this. I should be writing the pattern. And then I tried to write the pattern.
Crazy self-control.
Yeah, but it's also not because then I didn't write the patterns.
Right.
But the heart pants pattern, I think I told you guys this before that I was just making a bunch of heart squares and like not counting and hoping that whenever I figure out the math for the pants that I've just made the right amount and I don't have to make any more. I just have these 2 like huge stacks in my room.
Right.
So I should probably do the math on that sometime soon, but I'm sensing a few more are needed. So that mainly. I crocheted at the lake the other day. It was very sweet.
Oh, nice.
So that was nice. I was scared of like, I've heard of like yarn getting bleached before. Like if it sits in the sun or just pieces getting bleached, but I feel like that's probably more for natural dyes and stuff, which I was not working with. But I was still like, the entire time. The UV
what were you working with?
It was just acrylic, so I
you're
assume
fine.
it's perfectly fine.
That stuff can go in the washing machine.
Yeah. It can withstand anything.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But yeah, mainly that. In my head, I'm trying to figure out the star alls pattern, which won't take much figuring out. I just need to find a little star, granny square tutorial, and adjust it like I did for the heart square for that. And hoping once again to start on the YouTube tutorial for the sunflower bucket hat that I made forever ago. But I'm just so scared of filming and editing. You guys talk so much about how, like, and I think anyone who does YouTube talks about how long it takes to edit literally anything. And I cannot listen to the sound of my own voice for
that's
more than 5 minutes. So
that's a fear I got over after having to be in multiple projects in university.
Yeah, fair.
You kind of just have to, you just have to do it. Like, it's like, it's one of those things that it's like, the faster you start it, the faster that uncomfortable feeling will be gone.
Yeah.
Like, I used to think listening to my own voice was so weird because you obviously sound so different actually speaking than you do in your head.
Yeah.
But at least for me, editing so many of my videos over the years, my voice sounds the same in my head that it does when I'm speaking for the most part. Like, you become much more aware in a way that's, like, helpful. It kind of lets go of, like, I can remove myself from the person that I'm editing in, like, a helpful way. So you just kind of have to like record it and do it. And, like, you're most likely, as discouraging as this sounds, you're going to be like, well, I could do this better. And you just have to post it anyways. Like, you're never going to, like, make something that you're fully happy with. Even now, I struggle to make YouTube videos that I'm, like, fully, like, happy with, because you're going to be your own, like, harshest critic. You just kind of have to rip that Band-Aid off.
That's true. I think I do the same things with patterns where, like, I look a week later and I'm like, I could have arranged this better. I could do this, this, and this better. But I can't. The process of, like, going through re-uploading patterns on all different platforms, I can't do that. I can't.
Yeah. Also, it's like I don't know, hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
It's like you can look at it and be like, oh, I wish I had done this differently for this pattern. I can't. You obviously could go back and fix it, but, like, realistically, you don't have the time to do that if you want to keep moving forward. You can just be like, okay, well, I'll know that I can do this differently for next time. Like, that's what I've done with my videos on and on. Like, oh, this could have been done in XYZ way instead and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Alas.
Yeah.
But kind of in that,
it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Come on.
But in that sort of tone of, our topic today is burnout.
Yay! Something that's super fun. Fun and has an easy solution that we can tell you in 3 easy steps.
Yes, this one simple trick.
God, I wish.
Solve your burnout.
Honestly, I was gonna say, I've been recently experiencing a kind of burnout that I haven't had previously.
Yeah.
Where I still have a bunch of ideas for things that I want to make, things I've already made, that, like, patterns I want to write, but I just simply don't have the energy to do it. Like, normally when I experience burnout, I experience it like I have no ideas and I need to take a step back because, like, I can't think of anything. And, like, I'm kind of frustrated now because I have a bunch of ideas for a bunch of different things and I just can't bring myself to actually getting them done. Like, I was thinking the other day, I don't remember the last time I, like, actually finished a project.
Wow.
Like,
I feel like you have made stuff for a concert or something recently, right?
I haven't been to a concert in, like, a while.
That was last year.
Was it?
Mona Genius?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was last summer.
That was forever ago, yeah.
I don't remember the last time that I think the last thing I actually finished was possibly my cinema raglan.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't, like, too long ago.
It wasn't too long ago, but, like, the amount of stuff I worked on since then that I've, like, talked about on here with you guys, like, I don't know, this new kind of burnout I'm having, I've definitely not experienced before, and my normal, like, tips and tricks for getting over, like, not knowing what to make burnout is, I don't know if they would help for what I'm experiencing. It's so weird.
Well, what are your tips and tricks for getting over not knowing what to make?
Honestly, taking a break. Like,
Yeah.
taking the pressure off. I feel like for me personally, I would know that I needed a break, but because I myself have a very hard time not doing something all the time in a way that will honestly like further me, whether that's in like school or career or whatever. Like, I would constantly try to push myself to make stuff, even if it wasn't happening and I wouldn't make anything that I was happy with. So I would just try to encourage myself to like actually stop. Like, just like don't do it for a while. Even if like you're like bummed because you're in the mood to like crochet or knit or something. At least for me, I would have to just be like full stop. I have to go be a different person besides a fiber artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm usually like my burnout is like I feel like I've always got ideas, but I just don't have the energy all the time.
So more like what I'm experiencing
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I think like again the solution is to like take a step back. I think for me the issue is being so overwhelmed with wanting
That's
to do
so
everything.
true.
And so like taking a step back and again taking a break,
Yeah.
but also just like putting things in a list and in an order.
Yeah.
So that I could be like, okay, let me get this done, and then I can move on to this, and then I can move on to this. So I'm not like exhausted by choice and just focus on like
Yeah.
one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is like usually the solution for me.
Yeah.
I
think
get
I
that.
also had to take a break. Anna, whenever you said like I need to go be a different person, I think I talk so much like post book because that was such a intense time. But I, after writing the book and literally everyone in my life deciding that crochet was my entire identity, or at least the most interesting thing about me, when I viewed it, at least at the time, still more as a hobby than anything else.
Yeah.
It was what I was doing 24/7, but because I had literally nothing else to do with my life, I was just like, oh, okay, this is the natural order of things. Like, it wasn't, I don't know. It was a weird situation, but still, after writing the book, I was just like, because I was originally planning on making it 20 patterns or 20 designs, and then by like 13 or 14, I was like, there's literally no way. I don't have the time, I don't have the ideas, I do not have the energy. And thankfully, I was studying abroad in Canterbury the next semester. Go Canterbury! And then I met Morgan a couple times while I was over there. I also watched a James Bond movie last night with my roommates. One of them had never seen any James Bond movies, but they were in London, and I was like, I'm going to tell Morgan tomorrow that I saw London.
Which movie? I've never seen James Bond.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have quite literally no interest.
Okay, that's totally fair.
Literally, don't care.
Do not care.
It was Skyfall, which the
that makes
song
sense.
is so good.
Well, yeah, she won the Oscar.
Yeah. I also watched, I think I told you guys that I watched Casino Royale. Like,
yeah, and then you started playing poker.
Yeah. And then we were watching this poker TV show, and they referred to one of the hands like as the Bond hand, with he like wins with and everything, and I was like, I know references, I know everything. But anyway, I went to Canterbury and I didn't crochet for
You
3 or 4
really
months. I didn't.
And you bought yarn and didn't use it.
Didn't use it. Left some of it for my friends because it didn't fit in my suitcase.
You bought some beautiful Rowan.
Some beautiful... Oh, the Rowan I still have. I can't remember what the green kind was. I don't want to remember. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I actually don't think about that much.
And it was lost. But yeah, I started crocheting once I got back to school because once again, I had nothing to do. But it was good for me to realize, like, oh, people still like me outside of what I do. Like, not that they
like,
ever
not us.
did. Yeah.
No.
Maybe other people.
Yeah.
Well, something interesting that you're saying, Savannah, is, I think for me, and I wonder if you guys can relate to this, having burnout when this is your job is such a scary thought.
Yeah.
Like, I first of all, I feel like I can't take a break because for me in the past, when I've taken breaks on YouTube, My channel has suffered because of it. It is not the channel, like, I haven't had actual growth in years because I decided to take a break. And it comes to a certain point where it's like, you know, you kind of have to put yourself as a person first, which I feel like is so difficult for people like us who genuinely love what we are doing. So it's almost like, well, why would I want to potentially lose something when I love it? Like you're afraid of losing it. But it's like, if you ever wanted to write another book again, you know, you can't just like go from one book to the next. Maybe some people can, but I feel like most people can't. You have to go out and like see the world and like be a person. And like that could be a really scary thought when it's linked to your income or engagement, which drives our income.
Yeah.
So it's tough to have like burnout when it's your job.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
No, not at all. Which, I mean, I feel like it's normal for your job to cause burnout. Like, crochet is not the only field that this happens in. But when it's such a creative 100%. Field, I don't know, the pressure is just extra on. And it's just a cycle of the pressure makes me not want to work. Now I'm not working because I don't have anything. I don't know. It's a tough place to be in.
Yeah, it's tough also. Like, I feel like when I get into these points of burnout, even if I do have ideas, I just like, I kind of look at my ideas and I'm like, why would people care if I did it? Like, it's like, it becomes very self-deprecating as well, which is also not productive for your work or like yourself. It's like taking the step back. I feel like it's just like, it reminds you that you're more than just this one thing. And also like, at least all I've ever heard, I know creative ad is in some ways different than something like this, but I feel like it's all pretty similar. The more well-rounded you are as a person, the better artist you're going to be.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I say that, I know I've said it before, but it's like, I try to remind myself of it because I'm like, if the only thing I'm consuming myself, like consuming is fiber arts, or like when I'm looking for inspiration, making ads, if the only thing that I'm looking at are other ads that have already been made, like, how am I expected to get better and not just copy other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like going out and exploring and like even just in your own area, maybe you don't go, you're not studying abroad, you know, like you did, but
move to Canterbury for a semester.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
clearly.
That's my advice. If you're feeling burnout,
explore with the sheep.
Just go study abroad, even if you're not in university.
Touch some grass, but like in a different time zone.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, specifically like in the UK, maybe Spain.
Yes. Maybe Spain. It's nice and warm.
Spain.
We can let Spain happen.
Yeah. You guys are allowed to go to Spain.
Just to let you know.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, I was also thinking about in terms of like pattern writing specifically, not even in, I feel like I always have some ideas in the back of my mind. I feel like I've never not had ideas to work on, but I am very much, and we've talked about this before, whether we intend to write patterns with everything we make. I very much intend to at least try to write patterns with everything I make. But with this one specifically, since the book, I've had this like weird sense. So I finished the book in summer 2022. Yeah, summer 2022. And then I didn't write my next pattern until summer 2023, which was the Hardalls pattern, which was still kind of like a variation on the flower alls, so it wasn't super different. And then whenever I was making the Lazy Daisy rug in January, I was like, I don't know how to write a pattern. Am I getting worse?
Yeah, that happens to me too.
Yeah, like I genuinely, and like the complications I'm facing with this cat blanket pattern, I was so incredibly discouraged. I was like, everyone's done the cat blanket before. This is not going to be anything unique. Like, I know I finished the blanket, but maybe I should just post it and move on. But then I was like looking on Etsy, and there aren't like a ton of cute cat blanket crochet patterns, so that kind of helped. Which is also, I think, part of the burnout is like, I none of my ideas are creative, or none of my ideas are new, and like that's incredibly discouraging.
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say it's so hard to like have faith in yourself.
Yeah. That
like what you're doing or making, even if you're not writing a pattern for it, I still struggle if I'm making something just for me, because I do think about like how it's gonna look on an Instagram feed, which blows, you know, that's an awful way to make art.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, why am I going to try to freehand this when I can go make a pattern that someone else has already written? It's like having the faith in yourself to design something even if you never profit off of it, it's so challenging.
Yeah.
Like, what do I have to say that other people haven't already said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And back to like not knowing how to write a pattern. Yeah. It's like every time I sit down, I'm like, hold on. What comes
what
first?
Do I do?
And I have to like open one of my own patterns to be like, right.
Same.
Right.
Like, okay, sure.
It's yeah.
It's not
interesting.
Easy. You think I would get into like a groove with it, but I mean, I've said for like, I've probably this entire podcast, I want to try like making non-wearables patterns, and then I'm making non-wearables patterns, and I'm like, I can't do this. I'm not built for this. I don't understand it. Especially with the cat blanket. Normally my patterns are outlined very like step 1, step 2, step 3, but literally all of the pattern is going to be like follow this chart.
How to do this, yeah.
Yeah, outside of like explanations of like how to do the bobbins and how to color change and how to carry a yarn and when to fasten off and all these little things that are very much getting in my way for no good reason, but we persist.
And it's hard when you like encounter something that's more difficult than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had the same issue. I don't remember what with, but it's like something that's not like you said with routine. Mm-hmm. Like you have a routine with like all of your like granny square patterns.
Yeah.
Where you know what goes when and whatever, and then when you have to do like difficult calculations or if it's hard to explain like how to change colors, when to change colors, like where to put your yarn when you're changing colors. It's just so daunting that you're like, what if I just do something else?
Yeah.
What if I ignore this problem and never come back to it?
Yeah. That's the good and healthy solution.
That's honestly what I do with a lot of like my things, which I think is why I haven't finished anything. Because I'm like, damn, I can't figure this. I'm not perfect at it right away.
Yeah.
And I don't have any energy to keep going. And then I put it down and I'm like, damn, why do I have all these whips?
Damn.
Where'd these come from? That's crazy.
This is not my fault.
This is surely not me.
Yeah.
Girl.
It's difficult. Guys, life is hard.
Life is hard.
It's also hard being on your own timeline.
Yes.
Because we work for ourselves, and so we don't have someone else telling us that we have to get something done. And so it's very easy to be like, I don't have to do this. And I'm not going to do the things I don't want to do.
Yeah. That's, I think, a major part of... I think it's going to take a couple months for it to actually set in that I've graduated and I'm not going back to school. And in the summers, normally I'm at home in Kentucky, and I have no friends to hang out with. And I sit there and I crochet all day, every single day in the summers, which is fun. And I like watch movies and I get so much done. But again, that's the only time that I'm ever like posting consistently. And like, I feel burnt out in those times, but I don't have anything else to do. So I just do it. But that's also like, it's the only way to manage my time. Now, whenever I have friends in town, God forbid, and they're like, do you want to go to the lake? Do you want to go to brunch? And I'm like, yeah, of course. But then I have to like, I don't know, at some point I have to stop turning down invitations and I have to face that cat blanket pattern. And that's going to be really scary.
It's so tough balancing like wide open time. Because I would remember when I'd come home for summers, I'd be like, finally. Undisturbed time that I could just work on my craft.
I'm so free.
And then it's like, it's never as good as you want it to be. It's like the big wide open. I think, Morgan, you were saying before, like, kind of like the endless possibility. Like, you just have too much choice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've talked about it on here, but I know I've said it to you guys, that I function better when I'm in school. Like I've been posting consistently on my YouTube because I have less time to waste. Like, does that make sense? Like, I have class, I have homework I have to do, I have a job I have to go to. Those are things that have to get done. I only have so much time left for me. What do? I crochet and I post. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so it's like the big wide open. I can understand how, it's easier to push off.
Yeah.
The thing
it's
that
like
you want to
having
do.
like a long deadline.
Yeah.
So you're just like,
waiting
oh,
to the last minute.
I'll do this next month. And then next month rolls around and you're like,
that 15-page paper that you're given 2 months to work on, and then you're angry that you decided to wait until the last week to do it.
So when you literally don't have a single deadline,
yes,
and you have so much time, you're like, oh, I'll do this later.
Yeah.
Never gets done. Which is why I'm happy that I'm like now posting more consistently on YouTube, aka 3 videos. But I've like set out a schedule for myself and like a reasonable target, because I sometimes what I do is I set like unreasonable expectations for myself to get things done in short amounts of time. But I like need to give myself more grace. And so I've set like more reasonable, like posting every other week. Because I think if I like tried to post every week, then I would get too overwhelmed and then I would never post. So I'm trying to post every other week. And that is like a lot more attainable for me and a lot easier for me to stick to a plan and not feel like it's too much that I need to do. And then I have to come up with too many ideas. Then I get burnt out and it's like, so.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, I think that's like a large takeaway, at least for the 3 of us, it seems, that it's like having the balance where it's like, Savannah, like you were saying, like at some points you're going to need to like not just go and hang out with with your friends. You're going to need to like sit down and do the work. And it's like understanding the balance of it prevents burnout in one direction or the other.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's like when you take so much time off, when that like break because you're burnt out turns into like a long stretch, and then you have so much excitement and energy to jump back in that you then burn yourself out again. Like that's a nasty cycle. At least like that's the cycle that I worked on like in school for sure. Not good. It's not a good one. Don't do that. So finding like balance is definitely like in the day-to-day, finding balance is definitely the best way to go, which is I feel like not helpful information at all. I feel like anyone listening to this will be like, yes, girl.
No shit.
I could have looked at a wall and that wall could have told me that. I don't know. I feel like that's kind of what it is.
Unfortunately, that's the answer.
I do feel like it's super hard to take a break, and then I do actively think in these moments. The lake we went to was like so beautiful, and I was like, these colors are so like the blue and the green. Like, why don't I use these more? Like in my projects.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get that. It's like I see color palettes on Pinterest because I save them so then I can look back later and use stuff that's not the same 2 colors.
Yeah.
And every time I see a fun one, I'm like, you're beautiful. I should do that more. I never do.
Yeah. I was also going to mention that I think we're all kind of in our Pinteresting era now, which I'm very happy about. Half in our Pinteresting era.
I have not posted a new pin in like a month.
It's been so long.
Hey, let's get back in it.
I have to. I stopped because I was like, patterns. I cannot make any more pins.
Yeah, real.
To like, I have what they're asking. And I was just like, it wasn't really like, I know it like takes time to build, but I wasn't really like getting a lot of like conversion from it.
Let's look
and
at
so
my
I was
stats.
like, I don't know if like there's a point in me continuing to like stress over making these pins if it's not really helping me at all. So I just like took a break, but I'm gonna get back into it.
Yes, you should.
Promise.
It is very nerve-wracking. I was telling someone the other day, because my Pinterest views have been consistently going up, and I was like, yeah, I'm scared it's just like all gonna go away because those views were reliant on like what?
0 saves on anything I posted.
Real. No, whenever I was first like trying to post again, there was this one template I used, which I don't think I shared with you guys. But I put every single photo it was like a 1-photo template. So put every single photo that I've ever taken into the template, and then posted like all of those at the same time. I don't think a single one of them like performed well at all. And I was like, okay, this is just not how it works. But anyway, I was telling someone about like, yeah, I'm scared it's all just like gonna go away because if these pins like go down, all of my views go down. And then what happened? Like the next week, those 2 pins like just
stopped.
Yeah. Which thankfully it's back up in the past couple days, but it was just consistently zoom. I was like, oh, okay, that's great, that's awesome. So it is nerve-wracking, but I was gonna say, I feel like that kind of work, at least for me in the world of crochet, is so, like, I feel like it'd be impossible to burn out for that, because I just, whenever I schedule the pins, I zone out and I like listen to music and I just copy and paste and copy and paste.
Same.
So that's not even like, and like an hour of work, I think schedules like at least like 20 days in advance for me. Which I need to do.
You got
that
a good
sometimes
system.
too.
Good for you.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with because I don't realize like whenever they run out. So I had to like go in and schedule the full. You're only allowed to schedule 100 pins at a time, so I had to go in and schedule the full 100 pins because it had just run out without me noticing. But yeah, I feel like that's a good
nice.
part of the crochet thing that again is still kind of relatively new to me. I've been doing it for what, almost half a year now. What? Okay, maybe not relatively new, but in comparison to other things, it still feels, I don't feel super burnt out on it, which it probably also helps that things are performing well. That always,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, this is probably less. Well, I'll relate it in a way for people who like don't do this as a job. Like for us, I was gonna say when we have good engagement, like when my reels are doing well, I'm encouraged to make more reels. Like
yeah,
the numbers are so encouraging, and when you don't do well and you have to motivate yourself, it's really hard. I feel like for someone who doesn't do this as a job, if you make anything as a gift, that satisfaction you get from
yeah,
someone opening up the beautiful thing that you made and like being so happy and excited about it is so fulfilling. But the encouragement that you have to give yourself making these projects for these people over the course of however long you're making it probably could be so dull because you're like, I'm making this, like maybe you don't even like it because it's not going to be for you, like you're making it for someone else, like it's not going to end up in your wardrobe or it's not going to be something you keep, so it's like maybe that's like kind of disheartening, like you want to put it down and pick up something for yourself instead.
yeah,
But it's like the reminder that, I don't know, at the end of it, if you are fulfilled with having a finished project, that's like the thing to really keep you going. I don't know.
yeah.
It's like you have to, it's the learning to enjoy the journey, not just the destination, which is impossible. And I've not learned it for someone who also, like, it's not like I just make things to have them, but I enjoy doing it. I don't know. You just kind of get a weird mindset.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah.
My
I feel
yarn
like
is
that's, I feel like that's like, ooh,
that is tough.
that's so tough, Sis. But I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of discourse online recently about. I haven't. This is like 2 tweets that I'm talking about. I don't know why I'm saying it's. Like,
Okay, lies. Perfect.
me when I watch one TikTok.
I've been seeing articles.
I've been reading. But just about like in terms of like love, like recognizing whenever someone else, I saw one tweet that was about like emotional permanence whenever like someone like leaves, like you're not physically with them but you can still believe that they like you as a person, which can be a tough thing to learn, especially if you are someone with anxiety. But that just kind of, and also like recognizing what acts of love are in the moment, like whenever someone tries to do something nice for you, recognize that it's something that they actively did. And I don't know, I feel like that kind of applies here. I was just thinking about it whenever you were talking, Anna. But like recognizing that what you're doing is cool and it will come out in a very cool finished project, even if you have to frog it, that just shows that you're even more dedicated to it and it's gonna be better than it was before. And like, I don't know, it's hard when you're in the moment to be like, this is actually cool what I'm doing. And it's a skill. It's a skill I've developed over time, designing and crocheting and being able to choose color palettes and everything. Even if you get burnt out, it's so impressive that you're able to do this. Like someone who met you for the first time, if you met someone for the first time tomorrow, they're going to be so impressed that you are a crocheter and you've done like literally all these things. Like, don't stress about it. Live a good life.
Live, laugh, love, guys.
I literally love the way we actually were talking seriously, and then we have to end with like, just like, have a good time.
Like, love yourself.
Are we okay?
Live,
can we just like,
and also love?
Can we like talk like normal?
No,
no, we can't. That's so
true,
funny.
Savannah.
Yes. Follow me for more life advice.
Yeah. You just total rebrand.
I've been wondering about that. I think there's...
Savannah's speeches.
Yeah, Savannah speeches.
Savannah
so
speaks.
True. Savannah speaks. I also want to start Savannah sautés. I would love to have food content, but...
Stop. That's so silly. You just change your username like every
Savannah
month.
stirs.
Yeah. Savannah stirs. Shut up. That's so good. Oh my gosh. This is my favorite game. Let's keep going. But I do think there are some crochet personalities that people follow more for the personality, and then people follow more for the work. And because I kind of intentionally don't post myself, I think that also shields me from burnout, because I know a lot of our fellow influencers get comments on like who they are as people
Yeah.
instead of their work, and that would be so discouraging to me. Like, comments on my work are already, like, if they're negative, are already enough. Comments on my body, which you often get, are also, if they're negative, not super nice. Even if they are positive, I'm like, why are you...
Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at me. Look at the work, please. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that I am not one of the creators that's known for a personality, because I don't know. The comments like Anna gets specifically about like who you are as a person, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I don't think, and I don't say this to sound mean to myself. I don't think many people follow for what I actually am finishing. I think people follow because I am like posting a silly video about it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like it is definitely, and I don't receive like a lot of personality stuff, but I can definitely, even with the people who watch my video being so wonderful, like I have a lot of people who consistently watch and comment, and like we can chat. There are definitely times where I'm like, it's so hard for me to keep being the Anna that like films.
Yeah.
It's so hard. And it's not that, I think you guys could speak to like how I am not like entirely different filming than I am like just FaceTiming you guys. Like I do try to remain the same, but like there are some times that it's like I don't have a witty thing to say. And so then I'm like, damn, if there are a couple weeks where I don't feel like I have a witty thing to say, then like why am I going to film a YouTube video? There's nothing to be said. Like I'm kind of in that right now where I'm like, I'm also like partially running on fumes because it's the end of my quarter, so I'm like wiped and I'm sick, and I like we're just, you know, it's more than just that. But I also kind of look at it, I'm like, damn, there's nothing else. There's nothing. And at this point, when I first started YouTube, there were so few people doing videos like I do. So many more now. I'm like, so many more people are interesting to watch. And so it's like, once again, the discouragement really aids in the burnout. They're two nasty things that work together. The personality thing is definitely challenging.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish that I never started on the internet and I could just be a normal person.
Real.
Yeah.
It would be so
But then it's more fun this way.
Boring.
Yeah, it's so boring.
I would be so bored, so then I stop.
Yeah, we literally like wouldn't know each other. We wouldn't have any crochet
that would be
friends.
so sad.
Yeah.
We talk all the time too. That would be so lonely.
I was on my letterbox the other day with one of my friends, and we were looking at reviews for some movie. I can't remember which one, but Morgan, your review popped up. My friend was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "Ah, one of my crochet friends."
What movie? I don't read a lot of reviews.
I don't remember what it was. It was
I can
like,
tell you, like, there's like 4 movies
week.
that I've written reviews for. I can tell you which one.
When me and Kate went to see Challengers the other day, I literally look at her at the end of the movie. I go, I get to put this on Letterboxd.
Okay. Mean Girls?
No.
Hunger Games, the new one.
Hunger Games. Yes, it was the new one. Yeah.
If you guys would like to know my review, I said.
Yeah. Read it, Obvi.
You better not be hot, young, bleached, blonde, future evil dictator of dystopian America when I get there.
Honestly, it's good. It's a good review.
Thank you.
I love reading people's Letterboxd reviews because they're deeply unserious. If I see one that's actually like talking about the movie as like a piece of work, shut up, get off.
If it's more than
go make a video essay about it. Get off Letterboxd. I want to see someone make a silly little comment.
Yeah.
I need Io's back. Io Debris' Letterboxd back.
Rip.
Clinically.
She still reviews, no?
It's private.
Is it private?
Yeah, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when she put out a review for Oppenheimer,
Yeah,
like she got a
one
lot
of her
of
reviews got a lot of
backlash
traction.
or traction. Maybe it wasn't even backlash, but she privated her page.
Oh, really? Do I still follow
Yeah.
her? Am I still... At one
I
point
got
I was
it.
seeing her reviews.
No, you can
I
still
got
see
it
her reviews.
after.
Okay.
Really?
Good.
Maybe it was just privated for a while because I
Yeah.
Well, I
distinctly remember.
Yeah, I follow her.
Yeah.
Let me check because I didn't. This is so unimportant. We went from talking about Burnout to Iowa Debris
Listen, we're at the end of our conversation.
True. There's nothing
Yeah.
else for us
This
to
is
say.
transitioning well into what we're
watching.
going to talk about next. Is what we're watching.
Yeah.
There's no. Okay, actually. Yeah, the last review was from February 5th. So maybe she just stopped.
Oh, maybe. That's so sad. She's probably
What's
watched
her
movie since
username?
then. That's a good question.
I think it's... I don't know, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how you find the
It might just be Iowa Debris.
Yeah.
Oh. Fumilayo.
Okay, I did find her, and she is... Yeah. It is public again.
I think she just stopped reviewing stuff, which sucks.
Maybe that's what it was. Fascinating.
So what are we watching?
We are watching. Have you guys ever seen Birdemic?
Obviously not.
Okay, that's good, and you shouldn't.
Okay, cool.
It's one of those, like, if you ever, what's it called? The Room? Is that what it's called? One of those, like, actively bad movies.
The worst movie ever made.
Yes, is known for being bad and is kind of like a cult classic for that purpose. I was showed it against my will the other night. So bad.
Sounds
so
about right.
You, like, don't realize a movie can be that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, every half star I've given up to that point, I need to bump up because what? So it's terrible, but it's so bad that apparently the guy who made it has made, like, a lot of money off of it.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of the dream to do that. But yeah, I watched that. I watched Fargo, which is it's really good. I really liked it. It's about Minnesota, and they have such fun accents. It's a crime drama, so if you aren't prepared for a little bit of blood, don't watch it.
Yeah,
but
it's been on my watch list for a long time.
Yeah, you should watch it. It's a lot of fun. I finished a Sally Rooney book the other day as well. Beautiful World, Where Are You? So good. She's fantastic.
I think we had talked about this previous episode that you were reading it. I started it and stopped. I think I had started it when I was at school my senior year, and I think me getting busy at the end just caused me to stop reading it, but it was pretty good. She just has such a distinct, normal way of writing. It sometimes gets a little boring, so maybe I just need to get through the boring part. I'll try it again. Yeah.
She's literally my favorite ever. She gets me. She gets me. And still listening to Espresso. Nothing more, nothing less. This is just going to be every episode forever. Espresso, espresso.
I can't relate.
Because I'm a singer.
No.
We're going to get copyrighted. Oh,
no, that was the wrong lyrics.
To Desperation.
That didn't sound right.
It's still, I thought it would be also a bar. I can't relate because I'm a singer.
Fake fan.
That makes sense. Still, kind of. Anyway.
I'd love to move on now. Morgan.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm still watching Psych.
Oh, cool. Yes.
I started Renegade Nell.
Never heard
of it. It's on Disney Plus.
Cool.
I'm in the middle of the new Ghostbusters movie. I've had a really, really hard time paying attention to things recently. So I've just been watching Psych because I don't really need to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
But I did watch Jenny Nicholson's new 4-hour Star Cruiser video. Yes. And I wish it was 100 hours long.
I need to watch that. It's so excited.
So good. And it's like they need to hire her right now.
She's the best ever.
It's crazy. And some of the stuff that she wears throughout the video is so funny. But it's such a good video. Yeah. And it's just like, it is kind of crazy. what like everything that happened, and she was like, the stuff that she recommends that they change, obviously they can't because they closed it down.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah. Like, there's stuff that she says that it's like, it would be so obvious, but it's crazy that a large team of Disney employees could not figure it out.
Yeah.
Or they could figure out, and the CEOs just said, no.
Whatever, yeah. Let's scrap it.
So yeah, I didn't finish my book that I was reading. It returned to the library today.
Oh, sir.
Oh, that's so tough. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
So I just have to put it back on hold, but I would be the first person, so I'll get it back soon.
Okay, that's not awful then.
But yeah.
Love.
That's it. I really have not been able to watch anything. It's really sad.
Same.
I'm burnt out.
I'm dead ass, like, feeling so the same way. And it's sad. I watched the first half of, I rewatched season 1 of Bridgerton. Watched season 2 for the first time because I didn't watch it when it came out. Watched the first half of season 3 that came out. Gnawing at the bars of my enclosure. Netflix dropped the second half. Now I need it. That is the only thing that I've really been watching. Like, I'll watch YouTube sometimes. I'll watch the Twitch streams that I watch sometimes. I just don't have time or energy. I've been more into music, and now I've listened to the music that I listen to so much that I don't want to hear it anymore. And I've had no energy to read because I'm too tired. And also, every book that I read is deathly boring, and I want to slam my head into a wall. I'm not in a good era. I'm not having a good time. I have nothing entertaining to share. But hopefully the next time we film, I'll feel less terrible sick-wise. So maybe I'll feel a little better. My quarter is almost done, so I'm hoping I'll have a little bit more time to be a human being.
Rest and relaxation will help.
And by rest and relaxation, I mean texting my manager and saying, schedule me, please.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love that.
Well.
Look at that. Another episode complete. And we didn't burn out while making it. Okay, outro time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Time to go.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of The Crochet Authority. If you liked it, which we know you did, make sure to rate it 5 stars and give us the best review possible wherever you can. Also, make sure to stay up to date with us on Instagram and TikTok at The Crochet Authority. Also follow our personal accounts on social media because we are perfect. Bye!
Bye.